amounts of plastic bottles. There isn't a floating garbage patch in the middle of the Irish Sea. This is an occasion for rejoicing. There is not huge amounts of big bits of plastic out there. There is some, I'll talk about that in a minute. What there is, in every trawl, in every bit of water, is microfibres and microplastics. It's the eroded remnants of our rubbish. And it is everywhere, in every scrap. What had happened was that an eel had swum up our water intake pipe. Eel was dead, had to be even deader by the time we managed to get it out of the engine. We dissected that eel, and he had plastic in his stomach. When we went down the Thames, we pulled seaweed out of the water, as we did in a lot of places. In the Thames in particular, every bladder in that seaweed was crunchy in your fingers with microbeads.
Many of you know we run the Penarth Food Festival. And we were horrified the first year we did that. As an environmental organisation, lots of traders turned up and sold hundreds of bottles of plastic water. And we had to question that, whether we could be part of an event that was doing that. So we went back the next year and said to them, you're very welcome to come to the food festival, but you cannot sell water. We will staff water stations around the site. Now, part of the challenge to get this status is businesses have to reduce their use of single-use plastics by 3 items. A town the size of Penarth, we have the challenge of getting 12 local businesses to do that, to reduce their use, to remove three items of single-use plastic from their premises. I had a meeting with Alison, the owner of Crepe Escape, this morning. She's eliminated single-use plastics. She has compostable straws, wooden cutlery for the takeaways, and now compostable coffee cups.
Our kind of main aim we set up last August was to kind of get as many businesses as possible in Cardiff and in the surrounding areas to kind of give up plastic straws for sustainable alternatives. It's been really successful. I think we've got over 30 businesses, almost 40 now on board, and more kind of talking about it. And that's what we really wanted, really, is just kind of discussion and this sort of thing to kind of bloom from it.
Yeah, it was establishing dialogue. I mean, the main thing, again, with all of this is about dialogue. Not just, getting single-use plastics removed from sort of infrastructure and commerce and all that sort of thing, but just talking about it.
I think it's a really important point to make as well, that we're not saying get rid of straws completely. So people with disabilities, people who do need straws to drink with dignity, do have that option. So if your business or kind of your local business is thinking of taking the no straw stand, we're more than happy to kind of suggest paper alternatives, metal alternatives, bamboo, biodegradable. So just kind of get in contact with us.
So a library of things is where communities come together to share resources. We all accumulate lots of things, but wouldn't it be better to share? You might need a lawnmower every so often, but you don't need it all the time. Your neighbour might need a drill to put up shelves, but they might not use it again for another year. Anybody and everybody can benefit. And so can organisations, because organisations could be borrowing PA systems, marquees, barbecues for when they have events. We didn't want to charge any fees for joining, and we will only charge a very minimal amount for borrowing things. In a way, there's going to be a sort of sliding scale. So people could use time credits. We'll accept time credits, and also if you volunteer with us, you're given time credits, as well as libraries of things. We can work with repair cafes, and we can bring people together as well and have events. We can skill share.
The cafes have now been going for a year, and they are really successful in doing 3 things that you touched on, which they aim to do as well, which is to bring the communities together, giving people the opportunity to share their skills. If you're particularly good with a needle or a sewing machine, you can help others. And to fix things. So we don't want to always buy new things or throw things away. A lot of it, if it's not picked up by others, it will end up in landfill.
I first went to a repair cafe in Cardiff a few months ago, and I thought I'm going to go along and see what's what. I had my mum's old food mixer. And my mum passed away 10 years ago, great sentimental value, and I'd recently broken it making bread, not put enough water in, and it had gone and then just gone bust. So took it along and met a really nice chap there, who's a teacher in Cardiff, and for his hobby he liked fixing things, and he'd come along to the repair cafe where they fix things for free, fixed my mum's old food mixer.
The only way to keep stuff off the beach is to continually go down there and pick it up. We put it into black plastic bags because that's all there is at the moment. The bête noire for us though is expanded polystyrene. I think it's called styrofoam in the US, and it is an absolute nightmare. Because what happens with EPS is it will start off as a chunk or as a tray, and it will gradually break up, and it breaks up into tiny little pieces. It's used in all sorts of packaging things, it's used in house construction, so there's loads of things in which EPS is going to stay. We can't do anything about that, but I'm really interested in the campaign because what we could do is to try and remove from Penarth all sales of expanded polystyrene food and drink containers. This is something that can definitely be done. In Barry Island, for example, there is a fish and chip shop which about a year ago decided they weren't going to have any EPS stuff anymore. So all their chips are sold in cardboard boxes, which is fantastic.
There's been kind of plastic attacks on supermarkets. And what you do is you go in, you phone up the supermarket beforehand or just out of courtesy. And you go
to attack you.
Yeah, well, you go in and you do your weekly shop as a big group of you, and then after the tills, after you bought it, you unpack all of your stuff into reusable bags and you leave all the plastic with the supermarket. Because then the supermarket has to deal with it, they have to pay to get rid of it.